everybody. Thank you so much for coming for the launch of our hub. I'm Susan Anderson. I'm the chairperson of Town Square. This is our board, the Town Square board. We have Lydia, Nancy, Charlotte, and Brad. Town Square is all about creating a community. I mean, we were set up about 12 years ago, and now we do many family events that draw the community together. We do many informational events that again draw the community together. And for 9 years, we've been producing and presenting the Go Green Greenpoint Festival to draw together the community of green organizations here in Greenpoint. This year, we've changed our name to the Go Green Brooklyn Festival. And in doing so, we also was able to apply for, with the help of our board, and specifically Charlotte, to apply for a small grant by GSEP to take this festival and expand it into a digital counterpart that would enable us to create a green community all year round. So before I turn the mic over to Charlotte, I would like to introduce Melissa Elders, who is our festival director. Melissa, just a few words before we turn it over to Charlotte.
Sure. I just wanted to echo Susan's sentiments and thank you all for coming as a community that believes in and supports green causes. And everything you'll hear about today is the manifestation of that. Congratulations to Charlotte and her team. And I hope that you will all save the date to join us on June 4th, Saturday in McCarran Park for the the Go Green Brooklyn Festival, which is, and I hope you've all seen today, when people who care about a cause gather together, it's great for everyone, and the interactions and the sense of community will just be stronger when we gather everyone together. So thank you for including us on the hub, and over to Charlotte.
Great. Do I need a microphone? Can you guys hear me well enough without the microphone? Great. So I work now at Blue State Digital, which is an amazing agency that is really known for community mobilization. I have a few Blue State colleagues here, and Rachel is going to be talking more about that in a minute, but it's pertinent to what we're doing here today. Just as a little background on events and projects that were the inspiration for this particular idea, the Go Green Hub. I had the good fortune a couple of years ago to sell a SaaS platform that I built up, and which allowed me to spend a while pursuing passion projects, which turned out to be all community organizing for environmental, various environmental objectives, including like participatory budgeting. I got involved with participatory PP, which if you don't know is this marvelous exercise in democracy, and put forward this project for Sebastian School. Waving, holding up a sign, which is to green his concrete urban playground and make it a lush oasis. And we managed to get out enough of the community vote to realize that, starting the Rick Concrete this summer, which is amazing. And it was a real major learning curve for me in terms of like hitting the streets, talking to everyone and anyone, standing on the corner, and discovering just how excited people were to contribute and help if they were given the chance and they were given an easy way to get involved in a concrete solution. We had incredible results, like hundreds of votes more than the next one down on the list. So that was a really incredible experience. I joined the Town Square board and learned a ton from Susan, from all the different events that Town Square puts together. And I found myself searching for an environmental community. I discovered something called Transition, which is a network that comes out of England. It's transition towns are based on community resilience. It's about creating resilience in the face of climate change. So communities do things like grow their own food and introduce their own currency. And really, one of the main things they do, which applies to what we're doing here, is mapping out local resources and figuring out where there are gaps. So with Transition and Town Square and Lisa Bloodgood of Stephen Levin's office, we set out to create an infographic which would map out all the local organizations working in environmental issues in North Brooklyn, what areas they were covering, where the gaps were. We built this big infographic, which I can show you is on the website. And then I also got involved with the Go Green Festival, which was yet another learning curve in terms of who people are in the community with regard to environmental issues and which of the major organizations, what they're doing. And I realized at the Go Green Festival that it was the one day of the year when all these organizations were side by side, table next to table, and the community could come out and talk to them all and hear about what the issues were from their different perspectives and figure out who were involved in the solutions and how marvelous that was. And wouldn't it be great if something like that existed year-round? So we sat down to figure out how to put together a proposal to manifest exactly that, the year-round digital hub. And we won. Thank you, GSEF. I know some GSEF people are meant to be here. Did they come?
Thank you.
Holding up signs. My son's holding up signs that say love. Anyway, so the idea of the Go Green Digital Hub is just that. It's a year-round resource that organizes all of the local events, stories, and resources so that it's really easy to find, so that people in the community, the younger generation who is less involved, don't have any excuses. We're going to make it incredibly accessible for people to figure out when and where things are happening. We're going to distribute it across multiple channels, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, yada yada. Email, very important. We're going to use, as we've learned from Blue State, I'm learning every day from Blue State, digital best practices. Email is still where the conversions happen. Yeah. If you want people to come to your event, you still have to be using email. So really importantly, we're going to be including a ton of metrics and really studying the data and learning from our experience. And on that note, it's something that we can only do with your guys' help. So I want you guys to give us lots of feedback, to tell us exactly if you think we're making a difference, if you can tell people more people are coming to your events as a result of our efforts or not, and why. If you're digitally in, we can give you a link so you can track conversions. Otherwise, you can just tell us anecdotally, whatever. All feedback is welcome because it's only through learning that we will improve and achieve our goals. And our main goal really is to expand the community of engaged participants. We want to engage more people more often. So with that, we are launching our site today. And this is the basic overview. It was done on a nickel and a dime. There's still some bugs and whatnot, but it gives you an idea. We've organized it into these categories: open space, infrastructure, food, and more for everything else. And there's many more categories one could divide it into. This could be a debate that goes on forever, but we may tag things in different ways. But the idea is that within those you will find stories and events. Sorry, it's going off the edges. But with the stories, we really hope to highlight local heroes, who is making a difference, what are the issues, and we've got Willis here in the room. I'm just going to embarrass you. I think this is a perfect example of a local hero, in my opinion. Compared to the heroes that we have on TV. These are people you can run into in the street who are making an incredible difference in our lives with realities that we, the park and the water that we interact with every day and walk past all the time. Isn't that more interesting? I started out joining a bunch of environmental organizations that sent me petitions to change legislation in DC, which is great and it's important, but I really was seeking something that's more about local. So that's what we're endeavoring to offer here. So with the events, you can sort by, date and name. With the categories that I mentioned earlier, you can figure out really easily which of the organizations, events, and stories relating to that category. So we're just trying to make it easy and accessible to get in there. And then we will be posting it across, as I said, all of these channels, so that we're reaching people wherever they're spending their time and measuring who's responding to which content on which channel. Let me just see what else I was going to say. So I think that's the main thing for the website. I just want to introduce the team, which is, where's Romy? Romy over here is really my right-hand man. You guys are probably going to be interacting with him. If you have events and stories, we will have actually a submit button later, but that's still some stuff to be done on the site. But Romy's going to be the one writing the blogs and helping me with the metrics and really manifesting so much of this. So Romy's a good person to know. Jim Anstey over here has been helping me all along. Strategy and everything else that I can think of. You've already met Melissa. Blunderbox, I don't think they're here, but they built the website for the most part, as well as Steve. Thank you very much. I'm so lucky to work somewhere that is so mission-oriented. Blue State is a freaking rad place to be, and I have so much to move every day. I count my blessings. And I posted to all of Blue State that I was working on this, and about 8 different people or more volunteered to help build stuff, to help with strategy. Who are Blue State people? All Blue State people, raise your hands. See, look over here. GSEP, we couldn't do it without GSEP. Vice is totally on board. I'm sorry they couldn't be here tonight, but they're helping with digital amplification, which means to say they're going to be doing ad displays and targeting people who live in Greenpoint, so that's another mechanism to get out there, which is awesome. Stephen Levin's totally on board. He and Lisa Bloodgood are out of town this week, but they're going to be pushing it to their community, so that's exciting. So really, it's a community effort, and that's really it. I wanted to ask you guys, we can only do it with you, so in addition to feedback, tell us your stories, send us pictures, and we will push it out there. We would be very happy to do that. So thank you very much. With that, I will introduce the next speaker, who is Lee Ballin, where are you over here, Head of Sustainable Business Programs at Bloomberg.
Can you all hear me, or do I need the mic?
Yes.
You can hear me. All right, great. So thank you very much for having me here today, and congratulations to the entire Go Green Brooklyn team. The online hub that you created and we're here to celebrate will raise the profile and visibility of local environmental stories, events, and resources on one dynamic platform that the entire community will benefit from. And special thanks to Melissa and Charlotte for inviting me to speak here today. As Charlotte mentioned, my name is Lee Ballin, spelled Ballin, Head of Sustainable Business Programs at Bloomberg. We're a team of 7 that have some pretty amazing jobs. We're focused on reducing the company's environmental impact and delivering products that will help the financial and business communities develop more sustainable business and investment practices. Our group decouples environmental impact from the company's growth, reducing carbon, implementing renewable energy, and saving $85 million since we started in 2008. Most importantly, Bloomberg believes in the power of community, actively on the ground across the globe in our local communities. It's part of our culture and something that has happened at Bloomberg since our founding. Over 86,000 hours were spent by Bloomberg employees last year doing things like planting trees, beautifying parks, reading to students, giving blood, and helping small businesses. Go Green Brooklyn will make it easier for residents and local volunteers to get involved and impact their communities. So I encourage you all to find opportunities and tell your friends to visit the site and find opportunities that resonate with you or them and give back to Brooklyn. So cities, as we all know, are on the front line of the climate change fight. Driving change within our local communities will have that bottom-up effect. Michael Bloomberg and Dan Doctorow created Plan NYC 2030, New York City's plan to curb greenhouse gas emissions and create a more sustainable New York City while improving the quality of life for us all. What followed next was C40. Initially, C40 was 40 megacities around the world, where their goal was to develop a toolbox for mayors to share wins and failures, to create efficiencies and collaboration, to to fight the most pressing urban issues. There are now 87 megacities involved and part of C40. They're out there in the communities planting trees, parks, cleaning rivers, retrofitting buildings, curbing greenhouse gas emissions, creating new building standards, developing new dynamic mass transportation, but most importantly, creating policy that will be more sustainable for generations to come. Some of you may know Mike is now the first UN Special Envoy for cities and climate change. He continues to lead the fight for cities towards a more sustainable future. Last week, 175 nations signed the Paris Climate Agreement, due largely in part to his global stature in business, finance, government, and philanthropy. But before this climate agreement was signed, in 2007, he created Bloomberg Philanthropies, which his mission is to ensure better, longer lives for the greatest number of people, with 5 main focus areas: education, government innovation, arts, public health, and of course, very near and dear to all of our hearts, the environment. Last year they gave away $510 million, and by the time it's fully funded, it will be the second largest endowed foundation in the world, behind the Gates Foundation. And me and my colleague here, Greg Elders from Bloomberg, if we know Mike like we do, he's probably going to go after number 1. So one of the things that at Bloomberg that we all abide by, and what I think is great about the Go Green Brooklyn Hub, is that you can't manage what you don't measure. And so part of the initiative here will be able to help us manage the impact that you all are doing and quantify the opportunities. At Bloomberg, we believe in the power of data to make informed decisions. Go Green Brooklyn is prepared to lead the fight for a more sustainable Brooklyn by providing residents with volunteer opportunities, engaging local business, inspiring voices, and galvanizing the local communities. It's an opportunity to meet local eco-heroes and to find out who's doing what, and then most importantly, aggregating all that data of the community to measure impact, identify new opportunities, build a vibrant and sustainable community here in Brooklyn. At Bloomberg Philanthropies, they have another saying which I think is really great and is how I'm going to wrap up here, and it's, "In God we trust, everybody else bring data." So that you will all actively engage with this platform so that they can actively manage your collective impact. Thank you very much.
And last but not least, Rachel Quinter from Blue State, VP of Business Development.
Thank you for having me, and congratulations to Charlotte and the rest of the Go Green Hubs. It's a very exciting moment for you all. It is so nice to continually hear tonight so many people talk about community. It's also nice to hear Bloomberg talk about testing and measuring. As we have our head of analytics here at Data and Insights. It's a hugely emphasized practice for Blue State. We are a data and tech agency that works with purpose-driven brands. We're best known for our work on the 2008 and 2012 Obama campaigns, where we led the digital effort to, of course, elect our president twice, but we now think about how can we leverage that community mobilization models to help the mission-driven organizations that we care about mobilize communities to take actions that lead to their organizational success, from getting people to give money to UNICEF, to getting people to rally around the internet to keep it free and open for Google, to helping Starbucks build a platform that allows them to empower their baristas to log 1 million community service hours this year. So we use that model for all different sorts of good around the world. We got our start working with small community-based organizations and are now a larger agency with a global footprint. So it's very nice, as you heard, as Charlotte mentioned, as soon as she said, we need some help in our backyard, many of us raised our hands to say, how can we help? Most of us live in Brooklyn, so it's incredibly exciting for us to see something where the community's coming together to keep Gowanus from going underwater and all of the other crazy things that are happening. We also do have an emphasis in working with organizations that are somehow helping to save our planet, working with organizations like the Sierra Club and Conservation International and Rainforest Alliance. So of course this was exciting for us and like-minded. What else should I tell you about? So there's two parts of our companies. There's the technology side, where we have this community mobilization platform that the Go Green Hub will get to take advantage of. It's the BSD tools. And then the agency side of our business, where again, we're starting to think about how can you connect to the community? How do you accelerate your growth and ensure that all of the different pieces of the eco community within Brooklyn are able to connect with each other and get more and more people involved. We're excited that you're seeing this as almost a petri dish to see what's working, test and iterate, and then see this as a model to roll out to other communities around New York and in a perfect world, the country. So we wish you the best of luck, and if there are ways that we can continue to expedite your success, of course tap into us. And that's it. Good luck. Congratulations.
I just want to say that the whole concept and what the hub is for you. So, I mean, I would just simply appeal to everybody, help us, help you.
Thanks. Eat rest and sushi.
I was waiting for Kanye West.
He's in an hour, he's coming.